Hey, what's going on YouTube? Thank you for tuning back in. Now before we start, I want to ask a small favor. Can you guys go into Google really quick and type in the most ticketed vehicle in America and tell me what the result is? Now, if you see the Subaru WRX listed there as the most ticketed vehicle in the United States, I think that's to no surprise. I think it's very indicative of the type of owners in this platform, the WRX and STIs. And so, in my 4 months of ownership of this beautiful car, I've met a lot of other WRX and STI owners, and a majority of them are a lot younger than me. And I think that plays a crucial role in the stats that's shown online. And I think it's also very indicative of how the community and how law enforcement sees us. And you know, I feel as though almost everyone who drives this car, at some point in their ownership, they want to be like this guy. You know, they want to attack those corners, and Euro beats kick in, and they want to be like Initial D. They want to be a street racer. And so unfortunately, many of us don't have that type of skill set to actually be a true race car driver or a street racer. And also, it's illegal, and this anime is fictional. So putting that aside, guys, today I want to talk to you guys about passing smog. Now, the WRXs and STIs are very prone to being modified, and if you guys aren't aware, in the past several weeks, down in SoCal, lots of crazy things are going on. There's other YouTubers like Supercar Suspect who attends a lot of crazy car takeover meets and stuff like that, and because of that, all the rowdiness, all of the graffiti, all of the negative stuff associated with those type of meets, law enforcement are now cracking down on modified vehicles, and Subarus are very notorious for being modified. And so if you drive a WRX or an STI, there's a high probability that you might get pulled over, and there's a possibility that your vehicle might get towed away or impounded. So I want you guys to be on the lookout. I want you guys to be aware of that. And so for those of us who have not modified our vehicles yet, we are on the safe side. But like I said, just be careful. This video and this discussion topic will be centered around a good friend of mine. I will not name drop him, but his WRX is heavily modified, and so he is at, I think, in between a stage 2 and a stage 3, and he cannot pass California SMOG, and so it's quite unfortunate, and he's a bit stressed out about it. His registrations are almost expired, and so if he's caught driving his car illegally, it can get impounded, and he might potentially lose his car. And so this video and this discussion topic will be more open-ended. It's not necessarily a concrete answer or something I want to usher you guys towards. I just kind of want you guys to think about it or be aware. So what do you do if your WRX or your STI cannot pass smog? Now, I do not condone any illegal matters. You know that it is a federal offense if you know a guy. So I think it's already a given, especially in California. If you are a car enthusiast and you modify your vehicle, you need to keep all of your stock parts. And so when that wonderful day comes around and you get that notification in the mail and you need to go and smog your car, be ready to retune and bring everything back to stock. I think it's a given, and unfortunately I still meet a lot of people, especially the younger guys, who don't really see the repercussions of that. They modify their vehicle heavily, and any 3, 4 years, 5 years down the line, they realize that they're not going to be able to pass smog. They've probably sold or gotten rid of all of their stock parts, and so they're in panic mode and they're trying to sell their car off. And so I want you guys to stay shy of these. If you guys are in the market of buying a WRX for a lot cheaper off of an owner and say they've modified it. So like I said, I personally don't like buying a used WRX or an STI just because I don't personally trust the previous owner, especially if it's heavily modded. I don't know that car very well, so I don't know how this car has changed since factory, and it may be great on paper, but there might be some repercussions associated. And like I said, if you're in California, you're gonna have to deal with the smog issue. And so I think it's kind of funny that I see a lot of postings that when they're trying to sell their car, you know, people always say, well, buyer has to smog it. It's not necessarily that. It's actually the responsibility falls on the seller. You, as a person who's selling your vehicle, has to smog your vehicle, and if you can't do that, it's already a red flag to not purchase that vehicle. So what do you do if you cannot pass smog? Of course, the choice is to bring everything back to stock and run it for a little bit, and then go and get it smogged, and then bring your car back to your tuner, and of course you could, you know, switch it all back up again. But guys, again, be aware that modifying your vehicle is illegal, especially in California, and if you get pulled over and you know, the cops suspect something, you're screwed. So you know, be very mindful of that. Know what you're getting yourself into. Of course, the other options are you can go to CarMax, you could sell it off, you know, and or trade it in. But you know, most people who own this vehicle, they're not going to want to do that. And so, really, the only remedy to this is hold on to all of your stock parts, and when the time comes for you to smog your vehicle, to, you know, put everything back and do so. And so, like I said, this isn't something where I have a remedy or a solution for you guys. Unfortunately, it is the way it is, and I feel as though everyone in California knows it, and we are the butt of you know, a lot of jokes on the community in the forums, because many of the people who live in other states, they don't have to go through the rigorous restrictions that we do, and it's a bit unfortunate. I have my own personal feelings about smog and regulations and stuff, but I'll hold off on that. The next thing I kind of want to talk to you guys about is modifying itself. So be aware that I am not an expert at modifying or tuning at all, so feel free to chime in if I say something incorrectly, but I'm going based off of what I was able to find on Reddit, and I think there's tons of WRX and Subaru owners out there who are way more knowledgeable than I am, but this is just a general overview and just to give you guys an idea. And so if a WRX or an STI is your very first performance vehicle, I want you guys to be aware of stages. When people talk about modifying their vehicle, they're talking about stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4, and it's a little bit confusing if you are a newcomer. You're like, what are you guys talking about? I don't really get it. And so I've said this in a previous video before, that the WRX platform is a Lego platform, meaning that there is an abundance of aftermarket parts available for you to tinker around and change this car up how you want. And so there's the aesthetics portion, and there's also the performance side. So in layman's terms, the car behind me, it functions as two parts. You have your mechanical side, which is the car itself, and you have the computer side, which is the ECU from factory, and this computer tells the car exactly what to do. Hey, you need to perform this certain way. And so most often when you start modifying this car, your gateway modification tool is the cob access port, and this thing runs anywhere from $400 to $600 from used to brand new. And so how this thing works is that this is like a little Game Boy that you put into your vehicle, and you plug it in. And so what it does is it will wipe out the map. And so this is the ECU. This is what the computer is telling the car to do, and so they will remap this, and they will put in a different tune or map to tell this car, hey, you should be operating this way. And so this is how you get some horsepower out of your WRX. And so now with stage 1, it's really just the cob access port itself. There is a stock OTS map, or off-the-shelf map, which is technically a temporary map, so you can use it. And most often the people who've bought a cob access port use this OTS map to do away with that annoying rev hang that is with stock. So the rev hang is more associated with eco-friendly stuff, and so you know, and pollutant and stuff like that. So the cob access port is your gateway modification tool. Now this is stage 1. So I have here listed behind me, so I'm going to reference it a little bit because, like I said, I do not know to the T. Like I said, use this as a guideline. Now stage 1 plus is typically like an aftermarket intake system, including with the cob access port. So referencing the Lego parts again, if you buy the specific parts associated with what you want, it'll increase your vehicle's horsepower a certain way. And so that, in combination with your cob access tool, then you reach out to a tuner or a specialist, and they will tune the vehicle for you. They will put a custom map into that cob access port, and then your car or your vehicle will operate a certain way. And so this beautiful Game Boy, this expensive Game Boy, can also store maps, and so that's what people often do. So if you come across the time where you need to smog your vehicle again, you will have your stock map saved onto your cob access port, and so it's just a matter of putting all those parts back and then retuning it. And so yeah. Now stage 2 typically includes a downpipe or a J-pipe along with a catback exhaust system, and of course the access port again. And then there is a stage 3, which includes everything in stage 2, along with additional stuff like an aftermarket intake system, a full one, high flow fuel pump, fuel pressure kit, and fuel injectors, and an external wastegate. And as you move up to stage 4, it includes everything in stage 3, plus an upgraded turbo. You can upgrade your engine, forged internals, and components, all the other stuff. So the more horsepower you tack onto this vehicle, of course, the more you have to strengthen things, and that's pretty much the gist of it. And there's in-betweens too. So there's like stage 2 plus, stage 3 plus, and stage 4 plus. And so you could kind of tune it however you want, but the friend that I was referencing who cannot pass smog, I think he is in between stage 2 and stage 3. He has an aftermarket intercooler, he has an exhaust, he has his access port with a map, and he has a J-pipe. I think he has some other stuff too. I never really asked him, but of course all of these associated with his cob access port, he went to a tuner and they're like, hey, with these following parts, this is the type of horsepower and this is the type of results that you will be able to achieve with this particular tune. Ooh, it's hot in this garage and I'm sweating, so I apologize if I am glowing. This pretty much wraps up my video. If you guys are looking into modifying your WRX or STI in the near future, just be aware that these are the repercussions. You have to consider smog. I don't recommend knowing a guy or going to a place, because that is a federal offense and you can get some prison time. So know that modifying your vehicle is technically illegal, and it's at your own risk. However, it is fun. I really think modifying your vehicle is really fun, and so there's different stages, and of course the higher in the stage that you move up in terms of modifying your vehicle, adding on more horsepower, the more stress that you're putting onto your vehicle. So be aware of those repercussions, and just be aware that something might break along the lines, and that's all just part of the culture and just part of the experience itself of owning a Lego vehicle like this, because like I said, there's an abundance of parts. You could modify and tweak this however you want, and that's the best thrill of it, is that you can customize it however you want depending on your budget. If your budget increases, of course you can add on more horsepower, or you can do a conservative tune. It's all up to you. So yeah, an overview is that if you do modify your vehicle, know that there's a stage 1, stage 1 plus, stage 2, stage 2 plus, stage 3, stage 3 plus, stage 4, and so forth. And so the higher in the stage that you go up, the more tedious and more difficult it is for you to revert back to stock when it comes time for smog. So I hope you guys like this video. Like I said, it's just an open discussion, and I just kind of wanted to talk about everything as an overview, and just to get you thinking a bit, and just to, for you guys to take something out of this video. And of course, if you guys know something that I don't know, feel free to comment down below in the comment section. And like I said, I am still learning. I am a novice and I know nothing about tuning. I just understand the general gist of everything. That's all it is to me, and I know how to maintenance the vehicle, simple maintenance, and upkeep it. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like this video, and of course if you do, give this video a thumbs up, share it, and guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.